All right, you're welcome to Voting Arena, and we have a guest in the house. Let me go straight up to him, Honorable Joshua Gana. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're looking like a honorable.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I have my guy, Kafo. If you don't know his face, you will know his voice. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Nigeria, the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, lame duck House of Rep or the National Assembly in this dispensation. That's what everybody tax it. Do you agree?
I disagree totally.
Okay. Why do you disagree? They've not been hands-on as it should be. They look as if they are an extension of the executive. They are a part of a democratic setting that has the same power like the executive, but they've not done that.
Okay, you have to understand the difference between the executive and legislative arm. Number one, there are just three cardinal things that we are supposed to do as legislators. One, representation.
Yes.
Two, oversight. Three, making laws.
Yes.
Anything outside this is extra or value added. And so when so much expectations of people or Nigerians are upon us, we would have said, okay, write the new laws or the new constitution and give us more powers to do things that we should and not depend on the executive to implement. So it's one thing to say, this is what I've approved for you.
Yeah.
It's there now that when we go on oversight, we see revenues that have come in and how budget has been performed, the budget performance index has been fulfilled. So, and you hear from the executive, if we perform our budget 50%, we have done well. Now, you understand that, you people are not even raising the bar. We are meant to, if we have a budget like, let's do more than 100%. Nigerians are worthy of 120% or the more. But you hear them just say, if we have performed this much, well, we have tried. So, it's the scorecard or the benchmark to which their chief executive who appointed them and they're answerable that they are working with. But we have seen the problems of Nigerians. Petitions come before us. We have passed so much motions. We gather everything and said, pass it for budgeting.
Okay.
All right. And I'm sure you know we're now setting up the budget office of the National Assembly. So by the time that bill is passed and we believe better budgeting results will come out of it.
Okay.
And with the law passed for our revenue collection now by FIRS, which which starts in January, we believe we'll have a clearer income statement than the leakages were experienced in the system. So legislators were 360 of us, different backgrounds, different ages, different tribes, different religions, all sorts, are in one room arguing about one item. I think the best resolution or decision on that one item will come out from all of us arguing on one item. All right? But unfortunately, there's a ruling party that forms the majority, and then there's the opposition. All right? So no matter how righteous you want to seem, you shout, make yourself popular. It's self-righteousness. But you shout and I just hail you that you have said something sounding nice in the opposition. But when the gavel goes down or what gets passed,
nothing happens.
Is the ruling part. So what can you do? So Nigerians have to understand how our proceedings are. If you want to see a more virile, put the right party that has responsiveness to its people. And I just know the People's Democratic Party's era, in comparison with the All Progressives Congress era, you don't need to compare anything. People were feeling palliatives in their villages. I used to go to the village there and they say, no, sir, come and take your own bag of rice. I knew you would come. But now, if I'm going to the village, I'm thinking of how to order a truck of rice so that I can calm nerves before we can even have a conversation. Must I go through that? What happened to the time where somebody could say, by the time all the homes in my village say that you came back, you have one ram in my house, you have one chicken in my house, you have one rice. By the time I put everything in my house is full and I'm ready to host everybody.
But now the reverse is the case.
Now it's crazy.
I like the way you speak gloriously of PDP. That means PDP runs in your veins. Well, okay. Now let's.
The data is out there.
The data is out there. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now let's look at the rejigging of the security apparatus in Nigeria.
Okay.
Let's look at, first of all, the service chiefs was changed. Then the CDS, I think a lot of things went so high, people spoke glorious things about him. And at the ministry, of course, we know that the people that were there were not doing quite well. But the president had, now we have a new defense minister. And the rejigging, what do you think will change after now?
Okay. The person who has been selected, of course, without a doubt, his CV speaks for himself. Yeah. And his performance as a professional speaks. And so we believe and trust that he will bring the best of his ability to. And because in styles of leadership, we have everything rests on the shoulders of the leader. And so if he gives the right posture, the right protection, the right provision, the right coverage, and the right orders, we believe
it still will be a thing of the past.
It will be a thing of the past.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, from your opening speech, you sounded clearly like you're a result-oriented person instead of nice-sounding activism.
I'm a realist.
Yeah, I can see that. That's straightforward. No, so the budget performance of 50%, 60%, do you think is going to affect the performance of our new defense minister? Because you can't dissociate some of these things. How would he conquer that?
It's going to affect him greatly, and so you are correct. We have not funded, the present administration has not even funded day 1 of January 2025. We're in December 2025. I'm reiterating, day 1, January 1 of 2025's budget has not been funded.
Oh.
And I'm sure, thank God you're the media, you saw in front of the ministers.
The protest going on.
The protest of contractors because of 2024 payments.
Not 2025.
Not 2025. 2024 payments. At the end of 2025, people have not even been paid.
I know that those are direct ministries. Some agencies are owing people for a job done 2021.
This is what we find ourselves in. And unfortunately, I didn't like what I saw on the press. They put the coffin, put the minister. No, how can Nigerians cannot go back to barbarism? But that is the pain that we all feel today. Go check it. Phone every member. Are you back in your constituency? Nobody can go back because none of the projects you promised your people
has been done.
Has been funded. They saw it in paper. You passed the appropriation bill, but nothing has been done. I said day 1 of January 2025. We are coming to the end of 2025.
Yeah.
So. I'm a realist. I'm not going to be telling Nigerians any promises when there's no funding for the budget provision.
So what mathematics would the defense minister, with all the knowledge he has, talking about, building community resilience both across this side of the border and across Niger and Chad, because he said terrorism knows no border. These are all going to cost money. How would he be able to deploy those resources?
Well, I'd have said this should be a thing to ask those in the defense, the chairman of the defense committee. But when it has to do with national security, I believe there are special funding models that the government knows, even if it's not budgeted for, because it's national security, they will intervene with special funds from either the central bank or any of the funding agencies, and then we have what we like in private sector we call it reverse. I don't want to say reverse. Is the way of
spending
and then coming back
to
properly retire
it.
So I'm just missing the word in my head. There's a word for it, and so that is allowed as far as it has to do with the primary reason we have a constitution, the life and property of citizens of this country. And so I, as an individual, if I see results in the field and they come back to me and say, this is what it costs, of course.
Yeah, you let it go.
Well, I like to go. So I hope the people in the ministry, the problem for me, we leaders, they even say to our faces now that we politicians are soldier come, soldier go.
Barrack remain.
But the civil servants are barrack remains. So if the civil servants too are not rejigged to understand that, but maybe it's a good thing, God in his mercy has permitted it to affect all Nigerians.
Yes.
So it's not only the one that we're crying that is Christians being affected or Muslims being affected or Northerners or Southern. Everybody is affected now. So if you are that director that likes leaving file on your table for 20 days before you treat, and people are dying, I'm sure now some directors will get sacked. As something comes to your table, you treat it urgently because a life will go if that documentation doesn't go to the right place in time for procurement to take place, to deploy our soldiers and to address any salient attacks or any issues that are coming up in any part of this country. A governor will raise the flag from the intelligence community that this is what is happening. The amount of time to respond to that call should not be more than 20, 30 minutes if we're serious as a country. But it will take 2-3 days, many days, and then those ones will be now emboldened. They will now do recordings of video and post.
Post and send to us.
Because you have even wasted time. See what we are doing to mutilate Nigerians. God forbid.
Amen.
But we hope that this one, as they are saying it, and they are even trying to walk around with those people, they will meet troops on the ground. Where you think you are carrying Nigerians to?
Go back.
Turn them back.
Amen.
Okay, look at what it says. General Musa is expected to brief senior military leadership, review ongoing security operations, and he said outline the administration defense priorities in the coming days. Now, that's a Herculean task. Of course, also, let's look at it from the perspective of the fact that he's just coming out from the military after putting in 39 years, and most of the people that are on the other side are his former colleagues or still his colleagues. That's the chief, the CDS, and the other chiefs. Do you think it's going to be easy for him that way?
Yes, in the military, I went to a military school in my background. Even among my classmates, we have service numbers. And if my service number is before yours, I'm your senior in the job. And so many of those that are still in the system were his juniors. Some might have met him during the days in NDA. Some might have met him during their career, different postings are different. So he has had experience in the different working environments that he had to. And there's no soldier that after you have attained a certain level, that they don't send you back as a directing staff to go and train others. So we have that system of train or retrainee and train the trainer type of model. So there are certain things when I went to Air Force Military School, JOS, that I didn't wait for drill instructors to teach me. My seniors in Form 2, when I was in Form 1, were the ones that taught me those things in the room. You know, where it has to do with drill, with different punishment positions, anything that I didn't know because I came in as a civilian and I was unaware. So that is still the lifestyle in the military circle. So him sitting in their midst is simply that all of us know the job. We're all combatant soldiers. We know those that can do very well. We know those that are average and do not have a strong mind to do. So put every peg in its right hole and give them a target. Soldiers beat targets. That's one thing I can confirm in my own experience. And that has helped me through life to achieve. I set targets and I want to surpass them. I set targets I want to, and we do those things without saying that this is the available provision. You must think out of the box, be creative, have your network, and then produce results. What your boss needs is results. The good thing about producing results is that there's a good reward system. When people see that they have solved this problem, that's when they say nominate him for foreign posting. And when you go for foreign president with the UN and spend 5 years, your children will go to nice foreign schools. Those are the kind of benefits that you are meant to enjoy having served well in the system. So I know he's a professional. They know the system. Once they discuss and say, this is what we want to achieve, and they all align to achieve, they will achieve their goals. I'm optimistic there, but there are realities on the ground. But why I'm confident is that the history of this military, they went to different nations where we didn't even hear their dialect. Ekomog.
And terrain,
And different terrain. In fact, we didn't, at that time, we didn't have because of the grounding of the Air Force jets during IBB's regime. We didn't even have
the equipment to it.
Not to Kano.
So it's UN plane that can take our troops to go to any of the ECOWAS area. So Liberia, Sierra Leone, all those areas. And our Nigerian troops solved the problem, and almost all of them came back alive. Where are those kind of men? Is the question. Anywhere we've gone, Nigerian soldiers never failed and came back. No, it's not possible. Then within your borders, and you can hear their language, we are faltering like this. Something is fundamentally wrong.
Okay, before I go back to CAFO, your state, actually, if you look, okay, first of all, before I talk about your state, your constituency was hard hit by flood. That's around Mokwa.
Mokwa, yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
That's part of a constituency.
Yes.
The people, did they receive from government what they were supposed to receive?
Okay, let me not be too defensive. Okay. I'm their representative.
Exactly.
I went there and visited them. The donations that came via me, there was a local committee created to intervene in the lives of people who were affected. And so those donations went there. Then we had CSOs that came around, Red Cross and the rest. And they were treating women and children. There were like IDP camps in that area, which I visited, and I saw them feeding people. So humanity responded to that
the disaster
situation. But we were hearing donations that were given from the federal government and other state governments and goodwill from rich Nigerians, and it was accounted, I believe it's accounted for in the state government during their presentation. And the governor in his wisdom and all the commissioners that were from that area, having seen the challenges, were now putting a proper plan. So because moving people to proper accommodation is more of a long-term plan. But what were the news would have carried is the short-term and immediate-term things that were happening there. So I want to believe, hopefully before the election round starts in end of 2026 into 2027, we might see some of those projects getting completed and them handing over houses to those that lost their properties and all that. I believe that plan is there. That it doesn't happen, then at least I have what to use to campaign. Against the APC. So I don't think they'll give me the room. I don't think my governor.
I don't know why you know this is a politician.
My governor is an infrastructure man. If you are President Wiki, the next Wiki in infrastructure is Governor Bago.
Okay.
So I want to believe he will do very well after completing the urban development is doing. You will now face. They have to account for those people. You know, Nigerians are wonderful. That area was called Angwan Hausawa.
Okay.
So it was more of people that settled in Nupe land in that Mokwa area. That flood really. So they are originally not from there.
Okay.
And then you have indigenous that are originally from there, and they don't have houses. You see the sentiment now. So he has to manage that. I'm going to be building new houses for people who are settlers
and not the indigenous.
And then those are indigenous that we have never even planned to build houses for. We're ignoring them. So he has to manage the impression of those who are there. Okay, you have a house, we can upgrade it for you. And then these ones that don't have
a house, look, I'll build something small for you.
There are some of them that have decided that they'll go back to where they came from.
Okay.
All right? Okay. And so we have to account for those that say we have nowhere to go back to.
These are our land.
This is where this has become our home. We've been here for over
hundreds of years.
And then he can plan properly. So I think the officers are taking inventory of all the people and all the assets that were destroyed so that proper planning can be done, and then nobody feels left out. Yeah.
All right. I usually tell people now to make any tax valid, you have to talk about the scope, talk about the cost, what it's going to cost you, and most importantly, the delivery time. You so much have confidence in the appointment of General Musa as defense minister. Many Nigerians have. He spent hours marshalling out many policies, but some of them that I picked he said he was going to investigate, the surroundings of the death of Brigadier General Musa Oba, how it happened, what went wrong, and how did that become possible. And two, he's also going to investigate the person that ordered the withdrawal of the troops that made it possible for the 24 children in Kebbi to be, adopted. But I didn't see them tie it to a time. In Nigeria, they told us they will name sponsors of Boko Haram. We've been waiting since Buhari era. Up to now, we're still waiting for the naming of the sponsors of Boko Haram. So I'm wondering, since you are now the NAS, even though you're not from the scene, is there any way to get General Musa to let us know when should Nigerians expect the result from that investigation, especially the things surrounding that of the death of a whole brigadier general? Nigerians are weeping and still crying about that. When will we get that result? And the person that ordered the withdrawal of the troop, is there any way we can convey it to him and hold him to time? So, before Christmas or January next year, so that at that time we can measure his performance.
The way the military works, and if it has competent officers in their ranks, that answer is already before him.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
Because we have all the military formations have the police unit. So there's military police, there's air police, there's naval police, and all that.
Wow.
And then we have the INT, that's Intelligence Corps. All right? And they have a structure up to having their own chief of defense intelligence and the different. Now, their work and mandate, when something like that happens, they don't wait for the defense minister to say he's going to investigate. They have investigated. They have made their reports. So it's for him to look into those reports and know what can be made public. Because security matters.
Some are classified well.
So he will report to his appointing officer, which is Mr. President, and who is the chief executive. And if it's something too sensitive, they will take a decision within the rules of engagement for such military actions. If it's something that, because of the clamor of Nigerians, they might want to tell the right offices, maybe any of the media offices, Minister of Information or the President's media people, to make a statement to at least address responsiveness to Nigeria. But if they really want to report back to I think a quite what we call an executive session will be held in National Assembly, given that we represent our people. They will come and tell us the gospel truth in there, and then we can transmit in explanations. And those explanations will really go to the communities where they are generally affected by this.
Directly,
I can tell you for a fact, I know one or two friends, even the simple organizations like EFCC, that for 2 weeks they were roadside vulcanizers in areas that they didn't know anything, and just say, I came from another land, I just want to make more money, but they are watching a house where they are located.
Exactly. That's how it should be.
Just gathering intelligence, and then they say, that person will be fine. I've seen this way today. Then that's when they will now advise the operations department of that institute. Then the man will just say, somebody died, I want to go to my village. They'll leave because the vulcanizing, somebody will come and pack it somewhere, but it's their own equipment. This guy will now go They don't know him. He might use a different name and everything. He might use different makeup and all that. So even if they want to have a reprisal to find him, you won't find him again because he's not among the operatives that will come and do the arrests. So if EFCC has been trained like that, you can imagine what our military institutions, the DSS and others, the expertise they have. And I can tell you that DSS alone can tell you how you slept yesterday night.
Yes.
They have the equipment and the ability.
Yes.
So most times, if they come to any form of reporting, they say, we had the intelligence and we gave it to the right decision makers. And that's why I say it's the civil service that I pray changes. I, as a politician, if I see a report and it takes 2 minutes for me to understand that this work must be done, I say, go and do it immediately. Yeah. In my constituency 2-3 days ago, in Enagi, under Idati local government, there was friction between the indigenes and the Fulani settlement there. Yeah. And about 5 or more people died. All right? Because I go home a lot, and being an ex-military schoolboy, my classmates are brigadier generals.
Yeah.
I always go to anywhere as there's a military formation. The officers' mess is my place to go and unwind. Yeah. All right. I have the ID card. Yeah. So anywhere I go, I'll just say I'm an ex. They'll see you're a member of so mess so in Keja. Yeah. You are permitted to go to the mess here. Yeah. All right. So sitting around them, I made friends. We know our language and everything. And I can tell you, the officer that was sent with his men there says, sir, when your constituency, this is what has happened and everything. I said, okay, give me real-time information so that if I'm called upon, like you have called upon me today, I have first-hand information on what is happening on the ground. So the Etsunupe, most of the chiefdom in my area, they're there today after Friday prayers to meet with the leaders there to get a clearer information from the Hakimis or the different traditional structure we have down there and from the people so that when government asks, the right language, the right response is given. Now, good thing, the Etsunupe is a former lieutenant general. Wow. So he still has his full retirement benefits.
Yeah, support.
So he still has his backman, he still has his military assistant, he still has all those who are serving soldiers today. And he knows who to deploy the right information as a former INT officer to who should move into action. So it's leadership positions for people who are trained with competence, who have put themselves under professional knowledge and training to respond to the stimulus of things that happen in our society. I've gone through mine. And I'm going through another baptism now as a legislator.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
So the experience I'll have as a legislator, tomorrow if given another assignment, I will carry that wealth of experience into that. Yeah. And it keeps building up. Yeah. And so you just don't give leadership to people who don't have competencies and don't have ideas of how to move their societies or their communities forward. Yes. So I want to believe that all the intelligence agencies and in the military formation we have in their structure have their reports. They will study them and they will take a decision from them.
Okay, all right. Well, as we wind down, one of the places that have been a security concern is your state and the neighboring state, which is Kwara State. I'm sure that a lot of things are getting better now. I'm sure the new Minister of Defense, in collaboration with the other chiefs, will solve this problem because it has become a very security high risk in that whole area. And I'm sure you trust that they will do that.
Yes, I trust. You see, our own, where those states are border states.
Yes.
All right? And our people that live in the villages there live peacefully and in harmony. I went there to campaign at night. And under lights of either a generator or solar lights that we carried, or vehicular lights that we kept our engines on to shine light. That's how we campaigned in all those nook and crannies. And we went in safety. So when we hear these pockets of things, it's infiltration. that has begun. And because of poverty, if you today go to my village with 1 million naira and you are doing your philanthropy, you repair the borehole, you sank this and everything, and just say, the village head will call you and say, you have been doing good for people, who are you, and all that, and they will welcome you into that community. But maybe all that that's your entry point, infiltration. You now start getting the information. There are 25 houses in this area. The strongman of this place is so this. There's a retired general here. So if we're going to do any operation here, we'll hit
it first. Yeah.
There's always an insider giving out information to these clowns. So we're sensitizing our leaders now. When people come, after you have addressed, we're not saying you are not welcome in Federal Republic to live anywhere, but we must have, who are you?
How did you come?
What is your
mission?
We will now call the local police post, the DSS, local government officer, CO. We have not been having problem before, you know us, but so person has come to live with us, see what he say his name is. Those two will now interview him. And I say, no, you're welcome, but we just want to have information about you. And then if they monitor over time and something happens, of course, the first suspect is the new person.
Yeah.
This place, nothing happens like this. Everybody is communal living. For something like this to happen, those people have intelligence, so you're a new person there. Come and answer questions. Now, when you go through that verification process, if you know you have ill intentions, you will leave that place because the police might even take your fingerprint. DSS might, they'll snap your picture, everything, take your GSM number. Somebody, as they're doing that, intelligence officers have been assigned, be watching this guy. Let's see, they say 2 vehicles came to greet him. They did party in the night. They have money to be doing party. Why don't they do party in the cities? They're doing in the village. They have intention. Go and arrest them. These are simple
community policing kind of.
Yes.
Sir, I travel sometimes. I'm privileged to travel to the United States. I'll go into a small area where my fellow Nigerian is, and the sheriff will visit that night. Mr. Sheriff, how are you? And everything. We noticed that you have a visitor today. Say, yes, my brother. You know, Nigerians, we call ourselves brother and sister. My brother from everything. Okay, so I'll come out, introduce myself, and this was, okay, you're welcome. Okay, they have taken knowledge that we know you came in here, you're not from here. And so I said, oh boy, I hope no problem for here. So no problem. I said, if there's anything, they'll just invite us. You carry your passport, show them, say you get visa. And I told them you're staying for 2 weeks. So no, that man, you now know that I may not extend my visit for more than 2 weeks, except it's very important to stay there. So sheriff, and the sheriff is elected, even in those communities. That's people have looked at themselves and say, who's the man we know, like, and trust in this community? We elect him to become the sheriff of that place, and every other law enforcement officer works under him. So they know he's a trustworthy, a good person of good standing in the community that becomes the sheriff. Not someone that you don't know if his background was he was a Boko Haram student. Then later on, he has been indoctrinated. He's now in one of the formations. Then he's taken to a place that he thinks, this is a good place to operate. And that night, when these people want to come, that's the night he's off duty and has gone to town. So when he comes and says, because I was not around those things happened. There's always
an inside job.
There's always an inside
Come for your party.
I heard General Musa said something that, something Nigerians are always asking about, these roadblocks where you find the military people instead of policing. He said police and NSCDC, that's the civil defense, are going to be doing more of that. Why the military people are pulled out to go into the hospital. Now he's the defense minister, not necessarily commanding. Yes, it's attractive. Instead of seeing military officers telling people to do frog jump, that's not what they are trained for. The gun is to kill our enemy, not for our citizens to be doing frog jumps across the distance. Do you think he's going to be able to achieve those level of policy change that he talked about during the screening?
Okay. Some of those things were decided on because of what I've just said, infiltration.
Yes.
The military training has a way of making people to bond. When I was in the military, I never told someone I was a Nupe man. I never told them they break you, you become brothers. all right? And you watch out for your brother's back.
Yeah.
Okay, so till today, my set, we still have, if I want to say I have brothers apart from my biological brother, is the 89 set of Air Force Military School Jos that I will call upon. And if it's Joshua, it's matter. There's nothing like religion, there's nothing like tribe. Is our brother. They will contribute, they will come in their mass and support me. That's how we're fused in the military. So you don't see in those kind of formations that we're the Hausa guys, so we're on this side, we're the Igbo guys, so we're one, we're Nigerians. And so I believe when those people were deployed was to say when by their training, people are passing checkpoints, they're able to, by training, you look at certain people and say, these types, we need to ask them questions. And thank God in the past here, they had scanning machines that were on the side. So those white boxes that were lying down, cars were scanned, and anything it picks that looks like
suspicious
equipment, military equipment, a bomb or something, it will flag that car and they'll come and make some arrests. And you saw that all those people that were doing the bomb blasts in Abuja, it was immediately nipped in the bud. So the equipment, the manpower, the training, and everything is there. But encourage these people when they do their job, remunerate them, reward them. Once there's a reward system in this job, these men will deliver. That's what I know the military to be. But all these pockets of infiltration that we're suffering from, in the intelligentsia, that was what I was desirous of joining. When I left military school, I wanted to go into NDA, and I wanted to be an intelligence officer. Because it's interesting to be in the midst of people and be able to determine that this is the behavior of this person, is the tendency is going to do this, and you get it right. So there's a level of IQ exercising and all that. So before I left, I was a prefect. I was an air police officer before I graduated as from military school. So I had that background, and I was excited that I've done the air police side of things. I like to do the intelligence side of things. So I know if I did that as a teenager, a student in secondary school, imagine that that's your life's career and you're being paid and remunerated for it. They know it. I have no doubt about it, sir.
All right. Yes. Thank you for coming. It's been a great time with you, telling us a lot about National Assembly and the security
and intelligence.
Exactly.
I'm seeing you differently now. Beyond being an honorable member.
In fact, the analysis you gave on community policing, I wish the security agencies will listen, both the police, civil defense, the military, the DSS, a lot of these things.
As one of the promoters on the state police bill, and then, I mean, things that I think make sense, like the special seats for women bill too, I'm on it. These are things that we need to inject into the system to make Nigeria better. A room where you're discussing with your wife and you come out with a decision, it's not better a decision that when you were alone and took a decision. As a man, I decided to beat my child. Jesus said, don't you know this child has been suffering from this?
Exactly.
I didn't know. So the best approach is not to beat the child, is to love, draw him closer. That's why there's a man and woman in a home. And when you see the products that come out from such a home that has love, it's different from the one that is broken and the man doesn't care, the woman doesn't care. No.
All right. Thank you very much. My concept about House of Rep members have actually changed. I have known that today that they are gentle ones and they are so.
Maybe you'll be our next defense minister.
The day they announce by now, I'm sure some people will leave the country.
All right, Audu Joshua, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you,
and Kingsley, thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Cheers.